Alright, what is up, friends? What is up? Let me change the focus because I forgot to do that even though someone reminded me. So what's up, guys? Thanks a lot for tuning in to this show. This is like the fourth week in a row that I've been working on this, and I'm really happy with myself that I've been on this tear, you know? Usually I'll say I'll do something, I do it for a little bit, and then I stop because it either doesn't get much support or I get bored or I want to do other things. But this time I feel like I'm going strong and I'm doing well with it. I think it's because I've spaced it out. In the past, I've been like, oh, I'm gonna do this like as much as I can, as fast as I can. So I'd kick out like 10 of them in like 2 days, and then I get really tired and bored of it. But doing it twice a week, once on Monday, once on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, this is really helps me out in wanting to do these a lot more. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And now it's time for you guys to help out even more. I've talked about it a couple of times in the past streams. Guys, I always need more gameplay reviews. Like, I need more gameplays to choose from. I can't, like, I've gotten, like, the same three types of game types, like, game types, like Eden Strongholds, a bunch of Slayers, like, the same Slayers. And so I need a variety from you guys. Like, I'm not telling you guys which to submit. I'm just saying, guys, come on. I'm sure you guys can submit some more gameplays, right? Like, it really helps me out for helping you out, you know? So please get onto that, guys. It'll help me out a lot. Um, so today's gameplay is going to be Strongholds on the Rig by Spiny. Got this submitted recently, and figured it was a good game to go over. Although the score wasn't, I don't want to talk about the score because that's a spoiler. So all I can say is that this game could have, this player could have played a lot better. But it's with matchmaking with players that you don't know, you are usually pretty bad. But that's the fun thing about this is that you can do a lot better in matchmaking. People always go into matchmaking and complain like, "Oh, my teammates were so bad, man. There's nothing I could have done. Like, why do I even play matchmaking?" Well, it's because you can get better. You know, you can always get better, even from matchmaking, from anything. It's all about what you want to use your time for. So for pro players, sure they can get better in matchmaking, but you don't want to burn out in Halo, and so you kind of just like go into matchmaking, have a little bit of fun, learn some new things, and then go into scrims and try your best to get better. You compete against other players and try to like outsmart them and outplay them. For people who don't scrim, matchmaking is your source to get better. So you can't play for an hour and have one decent game where you feel like you could have improved on, and then that's it, right? Like you play for a couple hours, you get like 1 out of 6 games or good games, and then you're like, all right, well, I could have done better in these 6 games. No, you could have done better in every game. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to recognize that. So we're going on board with Spinny this game. He doesn't do the best. Like, I think he does the best on his team, but he doesn't do the best that he could be doing. There's a lot of things that he could have done better, and but the thing is I don't think anything that he could have done this game would have changed the outcome of the game. But that's not what you go into the game for. You go into the game to get better, not to win. Obviously, you do it to win. Like you're trying to win, but the main goal in your games should be to get better. So let's hop into the game. And again, change my autofocus on this scene as well because for some reason it keeps. Oh no, it's off. All right, great stuff. All right. So here's Spinny, Rig Strongholds. So right off the start, goes for the basement hill, something I don't normally do. So this one's gonna be very interesting, a very interesting start. I really don't want to hit the back button in this game because you don't see the strongholds anymore. Like when you hit back in theater, it's broken, so you don't hit you don't get to see the strongholds. You don't get to see like how close they are to capped and who can cap them, right? So I'm gonna start this off with this guy has a scatter shot. His team ends up going down a little bit, like his teammate gets railgun, and then he gets pressured because his opponents have the red base spawn. The red base spawn gives you more control, but less strongholds since you get the BR base. The blue base spawn gives you scatter, and gives you nest and basement. A good chance of getting nest and a really good chance of getting basement, alright? So, if your opponent starts off strong, you have to be playing a little bit more scared. So watching Spiny, he checks his barrels, which is good because his teammate's not doing it. But you hear that the railgun guy got a kill, right? This guy feels like he's being pressured from basement window. He's 80% capped this base. He needs to make a play to not die by the railgun guy and to watch his basement door. Seems pretty self-explanatory. I guess I'm just going to play this clip through. Look how long he focuses on this basement window. Now this is something that a lot of players do, and I think players have been able to adapt and learn and evolve as to how you're supposed to play this situation out. And the idea is you want the guys that are coming through the basement, the way that you're looking at, to be scared of coming through the basement by shooting constantly, right? So this guy's a scatter shot. He is really good in close range battles. In order to contest basement from barrel side of the map, look what you have to do. You have to get into this spot. Like, if you sit on one of these two corners, you're not going to be able to get like killed by the guy barrels. He has to rush into the basement. Simple stuff, correct? Well, he's also got to worry about basement window. So what do? You drop a grenade on basement window and then try to force the barrels guy to contest by sitting in this area. And then if he doesn't contest, you can make your way out of here, and then depending on the situation, either go up to snipe hall or go up to rafters. So this is a really good situation that pops up a lot of times. So again, what Spiny could have done here is that he has one grenade. He feels like he sees the camo guy. He sees the guy pick up camo. So he shoots at the window for a second. Now he can throw a grenade, drop it on this spot right here, and then turn around and not get railgunned. That's it. That's all he had to do. He would have ended up capping basement, not died from basement window, and then could have made a play on the barrels guy. But instead, doesn't realize that he's getting killed from barrels by the railgun guy. And that's not on callouts. That's on your play, guys. Anyone can make the understanding that they have railgun, they got a kill. I heard it barrel side. He got a kill above me. He's gonna like charge me, right? So pretty simple stuff. But that's what this stream is here to talk about. Is that even though this game was pretty unwinnable from Spiny's point of view, he could have done a lot of things better to put himself in a good position. So this is going to be a fun game type for me to go over. Alright. So what the hell was this? There's a guy lookout. Pretty sure he saw a guy Whitehall and a guy nest, and he charges through the nest. This is something that you just can't do in Halo, guys. Like, if you run past the enemy team to try to stop the stronghold, they're gonna get the stronghold anyway. You're gonna die, and you're just giving up control. You have to take it a lot slower. I don't really want to be condescending, but that was a pretty bad play. And then he ends up going down, and now his team's got to wait another 10 seconds before they can make a play. And knowing matchmaking, it could be another 20 seconds because Navi's doing the same thing. Look at him go out in nest bridge all by himself. But what do you know? It's matchmaking. Random shit happens where Navi gets a kill. So when you're going for nest, yeah, this is a good one. So when you're going for nest and you're trying to help your team, you have to get into nest. You can't just shoot from nest bridge for a good like 3 seconds like he did. You have to get into it and then start shooting, because then they're gonna be like forced to like, oh, they're in nest, let's see if I can see him. Pops out one shot. I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons why you can do it. That's one of them. There's also you start capping earlier, and you get a better angle because you can use this wall either like the left or right side of it instead of getting shot to no shields. Like, there's like a bunch of different reasons why you should get into nest first before doing something weird like that where you fight. But he ends up capping it, and I think that's a mistake on the red team squad. So he's like, oh guys, I capped nest, you know, I did a good play. But no, you could have gotten a kill, gotten a nest, and then maintained control if you'd have just gotten that first kill by getting a nest earlier. So I mean, not too much to say about this. That play wasn't like bad. It was just nothing he could really do. back this one up. I don't know what, there's the bug. Alright. Come on, where are you, Spiny? Alright. So again, wants to help his team, doesn't help his team. Oh well. So right here, let's pause at the exact moment that things start going wrong. Right here. Look at this guy with a scatter sliding in. Like, there's no backing up for this guy. This guy is going in gung-ho. Spinny, just thrust back, man. Just give a little thrust back. Like, no problem can come to this. Again, he gets a kill on the scatter shot guy here. He definitely should have gotten a kill on that guy. But that's just like the small stuff that I'm talking about. You can improve your individual gameplay. But like, dude, I should have died there. That was such a mistake. I need to be playing better than that in order to like trip or something into the equivalent. Alright. He does a good job staying alive though. I mean, I wouldn't say good, I'd say like decent. He could have reacted a little bit faster. But for his skill level, I'd say that's a pretty good reaction time to staying alive. Missing jumps. Ooh, I love this play though here. Alright, so he jumps out like... This is such a strong play that goes pretty much unnoticed. It's the fact that you're no shields, but you're still confident enough in the position that you have that you can jump back out. And I would say this is from experience. You'd say, like, an old school Halo player would be like, God, this guy's such a dick. He's jumping out no shields. Like, he's such an online warrior. All that good stuff. But this is such a good play because of like so many reasons in Halo 5. When you stabilize and you get shot once, you get so when you stabilize and get shot once, you fall down. If you unzoom, you fall down. So if you make this play, so you still have 2 shots, so it's not 1. So if you do the jump stabilize here, you fall down after getting shot once. So you can't die from 2 body shots. And then if you don't like what you see, you can instantly just fall back down. So this is just such a strong play right here. And then it helps out your team so much more. Like, you're doing a lot more than your normal Spartan split is doing. So I really like that play, and even though it doesn't work out for him, again, that's just one of the team things. Like, I would say, like, hey, you played that well, don't worry about it. So they still don't have BR, but they have basement, I guess? I don't know, I can't see. Yeah, so they have basement. So he gets the double kill. Right now he could just go to nest, and no one would have a problem with it. Alright, whatever. Didn't end up being bad, but that's the risk of your play where your teammate dies in nest. that's some matchmaking shit for you. If your teammate dies in nest, then you are worthless. But you just got 2 kills, so I don't know why you wouldn't go to nest or like help out with this stronghold. Good play here, rushing the scatter shot guy. Unfortunately, didn't get the kill fast enough. I don't know, must or something. I mean, that's just that. That's just not playing the game enough. Like, you're using your thrust for no reason. Like, you didn't see anyone. You're not evading a grenade. You're just using your thrust to use your thrust in a high pressure situation. So you end up going down, losing scatter shot. Alright. This I have a huge problem with, guys. And this is for everyone. So when you clear out nest bridge, from lookout area, the only places that you can die are from snipe spawn, like are from snipe spawn and basement window and I guess under you as well. So Spiny, he clears out nest bridge here. Watch this. He gets the guy one shot on the bat ledge. If that guy jumps back out, you're gonna win this battle. Like, I don't care that you're a shot down. You're probably gonna win this battle. I've been in this situation a lot. So if you sit in this position, you can't get seen from white corner. You can't get seen from snipe hole. I mean, you can position yourself a little bit better. But the only places you're gonna die from are from nest bridge, right? Because of this wall. So if he doesn't drop down onto the ledge here, he doesn't end up going down. Simply put. So watch, he gets shot from snipe spawn. Or he can't get shot from snipe spawn. So that was just the mistake in my opinion. I've seen a lot from a lot of players. If you clear out nest bridge, sit on the middle of the lookout, not on the ledge of the back. Normal Halo, trying to finish off one guy, get Rogan, get a dodge for Rogan. So, skipping over that. Good reaction time. Here's grenade, thrust back. You can die from tower from that position, yes, but you're not gonna die from tower because if you spawn VR base, they're probably not gonna be tower. If you get to lookout, they're probably not tower. Like, if you're confident enough to go lookout, they're not gonna be tower. Alright, so that death wasn't bad at all. I wants to help his team and ends up going down to a carbine guy. Oh well. So now they're getting trips cav on. 93 to 6. Things are looking pretty bleak, right? So they end up getting 2 kills. His teammate ends up capping nest. And now they're in this weird position where they can't push a trip cap. They just gotta sit here and like hope that they don't lose. Completely unnecessary. You have one railgun shot. No need to waste it. Using grenades like going down the wing. Like that entire life was like. So we can back up and watch this again. Talk about this simple stuff. Humping that guy's dead body. Alright, so Rogan. Yeah, guy probably drops down. You understand that by walking into this position. 2 guys rail shoot. So now you know where 3 guys are at, right? Maybe even all 4. Fourth guy dies in front of him. So if he stays alive here with a 1 railgun shot, his team's in such a weird spot. But because he goes down, or because he uses the railgun shot, and he uses his grenade, that's the 2nd guy down, right? Hold on. 2nd guy down, gets shot. He gets shot from white corner, and then has a guy on his radar nest like overlook. If he just backs up and drops down, so he could back up to nest bridge, drops down. There's nothing that's gonna kill him, right? I mean, there's a decent chance that you can die if they chase the shit out of you, but then your team's put in a good position, right? Turn down the game volume. Thank you. Forgot to do that. You're right. All right. But then he thrusts back into white corner. Like, I know it. I think it wasn't an accident that he thrusted into white. He just didn't realize he was getting shot from white corner. And again, that's what I'm here to talk about today. Is that it's not about like winning your games. It's about what could you have done better. And if he doesn't realize that he's getting shot from white corner, that's what he could be doing better. He can realize like, hey, I got shot from the side. Whenever I thrust out, I need to be able to. Ooh. Fuck you, Spiny. So again, when you thrust out like this, so he gets shot from the side. No mistake, that's Whitehall, right? Why are you thrusting backwards like that? Like, yeah, it's either a mistake, as in like he didn't mean to thrust back into the left, and in that situation, then you need to practice your thrust, right? And you can't say, oh, it was a mistake, it happened one time, because I talked about that a week ago when I went over Ramy's games. I was like, look at the amount of mistakes that Ramy's makes. Like, it's not that many. Like, it's like maybe 1 throughout an entire game. And I'm not talking about like missed jumps or messing up thrust. I mean, it's like literally like one mistake like throughout the entire game. I think he missed a couple of shots. If you're missing your thrust, like you have to practice that. You have to focus on that. If you're not remembering where they're spawning at, you need to practice that. You need to remember that. And then if you're not playing your situations correctly, focus on that more. Like you can practice individual things a lot, or you can just practice an overall amount of things. But the biggest mistake that people make is that they think that they're not making mistakes and that there's nothing that they could have done to win. So why get better, right? All right. So Spinny, let's talk about this. You have one frag grenade. Now, again, this could be a mistake because he threw 2 frag grenades. So he's like, I don't have any frag grenades left. That's a mistake that I'm talking about. Ramy wouldn't make that mistake. If Ramy picked up a frag grenade, he'd know. So, he gets into this weird battle, ends up getting out. The guy uses his thrust. Walk over just a little bit, and then bank your grenade off that. And that'll land right here. And it'll destroy him. Like, you just win. But instead you do that, and I want to cry. Yeah, you end up going down because of it too. Like, oh, I want to cry. Rogan's up, goes for it. Ah! Alright, this is just a great game to go over. Like, and I like talking about the good and bad things that people do. But I've been watching like a lot of good gameplays recently, so it's kind of hard to talk about the good things. It's a lot easier to talk about the bad things because I'm comparing the two basically, not purposely or anything. But right here, this is gonna be this is something that pro Halo players did for like 3 months at the start of the game, and then they realized like, why am I doing this? Like, I can't be wasting my thrust. You can't waste your thrust in this game. The thrust is probably the most important aspect of this entire game. You can't waste it. So when he misses his jump to get to top rail, he thrusts into the wall. Right? You can't do that. Like I I don't even think he had to, but he still did. And because of that, when he sees that guy, he doesn't just thrust back down. And he gets shot in the back, he can't thrust into bottom rail. And he just ends up going down. And I know, alright guys, you might say like, oh, he like made a small mistake. He ended up getting double teamed or something along those lines. No, fuck no. If he stays alive, if Spinny, if you stay alive here, you get bottom rail, you make them chase you, you do some weird shit, then your team has a chance to win a 2v2 over here if that guy top rail has to focus on killing you. But because he doesn't have to focus on kill you, it's a 3v2 for basement. And now it's going to be super simple for them to win. Well, your team got put in a really bad position. They all had to drop basement in order to do anything. Then your teammate gets railgun. So yeah, because they got put in a bad position, they end up going down. You end up getting a kill, but what are you going to do? Your team all spawned BR base. That's what I'm talking about. If you stayed alive a little bit longer bottom rail, this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't be in a 1v, like 1v2, 1v3 situation where your team's across the map and you still have to control basement for your team. So that's what I love about this game, is that there's so much you can do, like individually, that helps out your team as a team. But it's just, you have to recognize this. And I'm so sorry at the end of this game. Let's go back and make fun of your teammate really quick. Alright. So you reset basement because they're idiots and got out. You get a trade kill. Or no, you don't get a trade kill. But then let's watch this, guys. Let's watch this. So Spinny makes a great play. So his team has BR. He doesn't think he's going to get basement. Look at where his team's at and where his opponents are at. So there's one guy nest. Fuck! Damn it. I hit the back button. I'm so upset. Halo 5 theater, guys. Woo! Alright, so he spawns carbine. Looking at where his opponents are, where he's at, He ends up getting this one-shot nest, and he starts instantly taking it over. Like, alright, let's look at Dill. Let's just look at Dill. Just diminish. What the fuck are you doing? Dill! Dill! Calling Dill! 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 The fuck was that? What? What? Alright. So that was the game. I didn't really like whenever I clicked on it. I was hesitant to go over this game because it was 100 to 37. It was a pretty bad beat. But when I watched it, I noticed that there's a lot of things that I could talk about in this game. So I was really happy that I ended up looking at it first. So now comes the time where you guys ask questions. If you guys saw anything that I didn't see, or if you guys want me to talk about something more, or anything really, if you guys want me to talk more about this game in general, let me know. And if you guys want a timestamp, or if I can remember the time that you're talking about. Died because he uses thrust ineffectively and it screwed his team because he went down. Staying alive is another threat. Well, it's not just that. It is that if you can get away. But the fact is that if you can stay alive for another 3 seconds, that's so much better than dying 3 seconds earlier than you have to. All because you use your thrust, right? So that was my point that I was trying to make. And that works for every single game type and every single Halo and basically every single video game, really. And even professional sports. Like, you can do stuff in professional sports that kind of equate to stuff that you can do in video games. And it really helps you out, right? So, can you spec can you spec diminish all game? No. Uh, I only do people that submitted their games. I don't want to go over people that haven't submitted their games, you know? When do you know to go for a kill or leave it? It's situational. It's super situational, and that's what I'm here to talk about. That's what I love about this game. Uh, and I love about this segment that I'm doing is that I'm going over these games and I'm trying to talk about when you should or shouldn't get a kill, when you should leave, when you should rush, when you should trade kills or not trade kills, and I'm not able to do it as much as I would like because I feel like I'm not as good as talking about my reviews to like a high variation stream. Like, I'm talking to people who don't play this game much, and then I'm talking to like diamond players, onyx players, champion players, and then maybe like one or two pro players in the stream, or end up going back and watching this. And so it's really hard to like talk to all of the people together and explain like what's going on at like a high level game and a low level game, like what you should and shouldn't be doing. And so I feel like I'm not as good at reviewing as I should be, or as I no, not as I should be, as I could be. And so there's still a lot of things that I could be talking about in these games. So back to the question, when do you know to go for a kill or leave it? It's really situational, and that's what I'm trying to talk about in these games. It's just I feel like I could be doing a better job about that, so that's a good question. I can probably highlight that in one of my future gameplay reviews where I just talk about the kills that he should and shouldn't go for, and then a little bit about the overall gameplay. So it's just staying alive. It's not just staying alive. I mean, it's a combination of everything. Staying alive, for being a harder kill, and then it's also when to know to let them stay alive, or so it's like if you got put in a bad position and you run to an even worse position where you can't do anything, but you force your opponent to chase, like you give your opponent a chance to chase you down, then that's a good thing, right? Because then if they do chase you down, it's like, wow, I died, but they're in a terrible position now. Rather than being top rail, they're bottom rail going to BR base where they already have control. Or you just die to guy barrels instead, and the guy top rail can now go to a white corner and choose wherever the fuck he wants to go, right? So it's just everything about Halo. Like it comes together with the idea of staying alive, and knowing where to go, and that's what I really want to talk about in these games. But yeah, no more questions coming in that I see, so I'm gonna call it a day. This is a rather short one, but it was a rather short game because of the score line that I was talking about. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Shit, I'm not gonna do a review on Wednesday, or yeah, I'm not gonna do a review on Wednesday because I'm gonna be going to a Halo 1 Beachland. So make sure to check that out this week. I think it's been going on all week, and there's a tournament on Wednesday, so that's gonna be fun. Um, so I'm gonna do it on Tuesday or Thursday. I guess I'm just gonna do it on Thursday because that's probably for the best, right? Not, I don't want to do it back-to-back days, but I think scheduling it for Thursday is gonna be best. See a little bit of one more question. Is it worth it to try it and save a stronghold or just pick up a new one? Again, that's situational. In my opinion, on professional teams that I like to play on, like I like to save strongholds more so than trade bases because that gives up control. If you trade bases and your team's not perfectly in sync, then you're gonna give up like on Empire if you trade red for blue, then you're gonna give up turbine control and you just have to gonna refight for that. But if you go back and stop it, then your opponents are gonna spawn at their base that they currently have, and you can control turbine right after you go back and stop your base. Right, like right when you know uh, that your base is controlled. So I like to go back and stop it, but it obviously depends on where. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and thanks Fox Killer for helping me out with the camera and reminding me about stuff like that. So talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh wait, before I go, guys, need more gameplays. Please send more gameplays. Bye.